Hello, I'm Sammy Hashmid, or Pepsipo, and today I will be showing you how to create images for the Otus Engine. This is like the 20th take, so let's get this over with. Let's go over how to create an image. So you can see over here we have our four tabs. The one we want to focus on for now is the Images tab. Let's click on it. Right now there are no images, which is why you see nothing here, but don't fret, because you can make an image by pressing this Make an Image button. So let's press it. And you can see right here we're greeted by a very friendly user interface that allows you to make your image. So let's go over each component. We have our two top components right here, which say save for later and load from before. Basically, this is just to save and load your work, and your work will include your image. For example, your image name, download URL, description, vulnerabilities. You can all save that and then load it. For example, I've already saved one, so let's just let me load something I've been working on, which is the Otus showcase image. You can see I press load, and it loads that, and then even if I escape, if I go out, I can still load it and stuff like that, just to save my work, right? And then if I wanted, I could save. That's just the save and load buttons, and they're not very special, but these are the ones that matter over here. Let's go over these three components right here: the image name, download URL, and image description. If you don't know what the image name and image description do, then you're probably brain dead, but so I don't think I need to cover that. But just for some brain dead people, image name will be what your image is named, and it's going to be what you submit in the engine when you start up the engine. Image description is going to be a nice, sweet, short description about your cool, your cool image, right? But download URL is kind of special. It is going to be a link to where you can download the VM files. I'm talking about the files that will allow you to run the image on VirtualBox or VMware or Hyper-V, no matter what you use, right? And so download URL is going to be used for that. So if you want to host like your VM files, you put in the download URL. Make sure to include the protocol, which would be HTTP or HTTPS. And for example, here I'm just going to do google.com. And I'm just going to make a fake image. I'm going to call it my cool image. I'm just going to call it cool image, right? I'm going to say a really cool image, because it is a really cool image, right? And so that'll just cover the first three parts. So now let's go over the vulnerabilities, which is probably going to be the toughest part. But let's break it down, right? In a vulnerability, you have four different parts. You have the points awarded for patching the vulnerability. You have the success message for patching the vulnerability. And you have these two things. You have the shell command that is run at an interval to check if the vulnerability has been patched. And then you have the status code. And I'll discuss on how the status code correlates to the command. But first, let's type in an example command. Cat / Otus tests / image things / file.txt. I'm gonna pipe that into grep, and then we're gonna search for, I don't know, hello, right? And so you should know what this does since you're making images, but if you don't, basically it gets the contents of file.txt in this directory that I've specified, and then it will then search for hello, because that's what grep does. And so let's talk about how this correlates to the status code. Basically, every command, or every Unix or Linux command has what's called a status code. Basically, it reports the status of the command. In this case, we want to see the status of grep. And so the engine will check the status code of the command you've typed and then compare it to the status code provided. And so grep, which is the program that will be returning its status code, will return the status code of 0 if the text has been found in the supplied input, and then we'll return not 0 or some random value if the content is not found in the supplied input, which means if hello was not found in file.txt, then the status code would not be 0. If it was found in file.txt, status code would be 0. And obviously the status codes differ for whatever program you're using. In this case, I'm using the program grep, and it just differs. So, but in this specific case, obviously you can Google for whatever the status codes would be depending on each command. But just for grep, the status code is going to be 0 if the content is found. So right now I'm checking if hello is in file.txt, and the vulnerability will be marked as patched when the command status code equals the one supplied. And so since and so I'm just gonna say hello was found in file.txt, and you can choose how many points are awarded for this. I'm gonna award 10 points, right? And then we can just for now, this can be the only vulnerability we add. Obviously, add as many as you like. I don't care. And we're just gonna check I'm not a robot, because you are not a robot, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. And then we're gonna put in a secret key. The secret key is just to delete the image if you feel like it. You obviously need it since there's no accounts or anything like that, because I thought that'd be just too much for an image distribution site. There's secret keys, so your secret key could be like, I don't know, nice, right? And once you supply the secret key, which is nice, then you can delete the image. And I'm just gonna set the image key to nice, and that way you can delete it. I can delete it later, or you can delete it later, because now you know the secret key. I don't care. And now we're gonna upload this. Cool. It says it's uploaded. That's great. Now if we go over to images, we can see that our really cool image has appeared on the site. And if we download, we're gonna end up at google.com, which is really cool. But what we really care about is actually using this in our engine. And so for this, I've prepared a little demo. And so here I have in my directory is the Otus Engine itself and points.wav. Points.wav is basically the audio file that is played once you score points. So I also have this directory called image things. Image things will contain it's just an example thing, but it'll basically just contain the files we want to check for, right? And so in this case, we had our one vulnerability, and our one vulnerability is to check if hello is in file.txt. We're just going to make file.txt real quick. And then we should see that. Yep, file.txt is in there. And let's run the Otus engine. Now it's going to be asking us for the image name. And usually when a user boots up your image, they're going to have to supply this. And, and in this case, it's cool image, because that's what we named our image, so we're just going to put cool image. Then there is the competitor identification. This will be to identify yourself on the scoreboard, and, check your graphs, see how you've done, see how many points you scored, stuff like that, right? And so I'm just going to put my user identification as Pepsipo, because that's who I am. And I'll show you later on, how that appears on the scoreboard. And so now the image is running, and we'll just let it do its things or whatever, right? And so now it'll be checking in a loop to see if, to check if the vulnerabilities have been patched. And right now, there have not been any vulnerabilities patched because we have not patched any vulnerabilities. So let's start doing that. So we're going to be opening up file.txt. And we're gonna, remember, it's checking if hello is in there, and it will return 0 when hello is in here. So we're going to add this, so we're going to write, then we're going to quit, and that should be it. And then now we wait for the engine to register that we have done this, and so now we have to wait. Nice. We can see that it just scored us points. And then we can see it just played the audio right now. So now that we've scored our points, we just completed our images. Look at how Chad we are. We just finished an entire image in what, like 20 seconds? We're crazy. Anyways, that's not the point. Now that we've completed our image, we can go check the scoreboard and see how we did. So we're going to go over, I'm going to put this down, go over to the scoreboard. I'm going to type in our name, which is cool image. And we'll get the competitors. Whoa, did you look at that? It's us. Check the scoreboard. And oh, that's right, we haven't uploaded our scores yet. You see, it'll take some time, but the uploading runs at intervals because it doesn't upload your scores as fast as it checks your scores, because then that would be crazy, because it's checking scores like every 20 seconds, and it's not going to upload every 20 seconds, or my server would like die of the amount of stuff it had to handle, or that amount of data it had to save and handle. But it should give it some time and it'll upload. Oh, there we go, it has uploaded. And it's only uploaded once, but, and you can see that our score is 10 now, but give it a little bit of time. Um, don't worry, you just gotta give it a little bit of time, and it'll, you know, upload a second time, and we'll be able to get a nice, cool graph of our score. And I don't really want to make you guys wait for that long, but that'll be it. It's gonna upload the score, and it'll update everywhere and stuff. Just give it some time, right? Yeah. Let's check one more time, see for the second. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna take a while to upload. I think it's like runs a what, like 30-second intervals? I can't be sure. Anyways, if this is, you can click off the video now. It doesn't really matter. But if you're interested in seeing what it looks like, yeah, this score right here takes a little longer to update than the actual scoreboard, because this is like real time. I'm just gonna wait. Wait some more. No, I really forgot how long I put the intervals. Let's go check the intervals real quick. Oh, by the way, as I said, if this is all you came for, you're probably done. Okay, let's check. I sent it to. Huh. Oh, every 100. Okay, yeah. So it checks every 60 seconds, and then every 20 or 120 seconds, so every like 2 minutes, it sends it over to the server. I see. I see. Okay. I forgot I did this. Okay. Let's go check the scoreboard again, see if updated. Nope. Okay. I'm done waiting. You guys, you know, have a fantastic day. You know, man, come on, it's gotta be here. Hey, okay. We got this nice straight line. Obviously, you're probably not gonna solve these images that fast. It'd be a lot more jagged and weird. It seems like this one's taking its time to update, but it'll update eventually. Anyways, that is all. Thank you for watching. Now you know how to make an image. Have fun.